Hello, welcome back to Jules Chats. The podcast where I like to talk about trails, life and laughs. Also, thank you for the kind words and motivation to keep doing this. This is something different, and from what I've heard, a lot of people are digging it, so that's cool. Progression, let's talk about it. Progression, mountain biking. Start mainly mountain biking. You don't have to progress. Do you have to progress? No, you don't. 100% you don't have to progress. If you're just riding and you're having fun and you don't want to push the envelope, or you don't have to. You can just enjoy mountain biking for what it is. But eventually, without even thinking, you'll be progressing because repetition, you'll be riding faster and everything like that. So in that sense of it, you will be progressing, but seeking progression, you might not be seeking it. Now, I was never seeking it, never. Just liked riding. Until, I suppose, not since the channel, it's still since I got my dual suspension, my giant trance. I didn't actively seek it. I was just, the bike gave me more ability, so I wanted to see what I could do. So progression turned in, it didn't turn into the only reason why I rode, but it turned into not even a driving factor. Like it happened organically, I suppose. Whether you're looking at videos on YouTube or Instagram Reels or whatever, and you see someone in your area riding the same trail that you ride, and you went, oh fuck, old mate's just hit that rock off the side, and I've ridden past that rock 15,000 times. I've never thought to hit it. And then one day you decide, fuck it, I'm lined up, I hit it, bang. It can be simple as something like that. And for me, I think what actually tipped it off, I might have been going faster, I might have been getting, but yeah, it was probably, it was on the hardtail, and I think I've got a video way back about it, where I did this 1 foot drop. I was clipped in as well, which was just before my flat pedals and all that sort of gear. So I did this 1 foot drop. Now it wasn't before. No, I wasn't clipped in. Scratch that. I was on flat pedals. I wouldn't have done it clipped in. So anyway, there was a 1 foot drop, and I don't know why or what even came about me. I'd ridden past it, and I'm like, yeah, nah. And so one day, Miko and I we both hit it, and I'm like, yeah, it was, the feeling was, I didn't get the butterflies or anything. I can't remember how I felt before I was hitting it, but I'm just thinking to myself, this could end badly, or this could, I don't even think I was thinking anything actually. Let's give this a go, probably. And I think that's what told my mind, wait a second, I I can do more than just stay on the ground and ride round corners. And so then I started actively seeking it, I suppose. Big group rides, going on big group rides, very helpful for that. Getting someone to tow you in or something like that. But looking for new, apologies for my disgusting appearance, but I'm just been to the dump, so yeah, you'd see a feature on a video and you'd go, I'd always watch other people's videos and go, fuck, yeah, that jump looks doable. And then you make a trip out there and you do it and you go, and you look at it and you go, looks nothing like that on fucking video, it looks bigger. But incrementally is 100% the key, 130% the key. You don't go from dropping off a gutter to dropping off a 10-foot drop. I mean, you could if you're a mad dog and you might land it, but you probably could do it, but I'm not that cat, so my first was this 1 foot drop. That's what switched to my mind to think that, oh wait a second, I can do more on this bike. And then going to places like Hidden Vale frightened shit out of me. Like, I'd never been that fast on a bike. Then going to Boomers for my very first time. I remember being up at the top of Boomers, and there's a video of that too, and I was shitting myself just at the top. Like, I'd seen videos and videos of it, and it's intimidating place. And I remember shaking like an absolute fucking shitting dog. I was petrified. But I'd seen a drop on another video, and I thought it was, I don't know, just above knee height, a little bit. And it ended up being the pallet drop, which is the smallest drop in the whole park, basically. Of the ladder drops, it's the smallest. So yeah, I remember looking at it and I'm like, I was thinking, yeah, this was on my list today. And I saw it and I went, fucking hell, it looks a hell of a lot bigger in person than it does on film. So when I did that, it took me 3 hours to get my shit sorted, and I said, yeah, that's how to go. Luckily I was there with a crew, and I was given the visual tools and all the speed and all that sort of gear on how to attack it. And it was a massive deal. I remember it was a huge deal. And now I roll over it like it's nothing. It's actually uncomfortable to ride over. It's not really enjoyable. Oh, I think I might have just fucked it. No. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I did it, the stoke was incredible, and I'm like, fucking hell. I suppose it was surprising that I did do it. That was a big thing. And then the fact that I did do it, I'm like, fucking hell. So that opened up. It wasn't as if I just went, all right, let's go to that one, let's go to the next one. I stayed with that in my mind for probably months, with that being my biggest feature that I'd hit. And then you'd go around riding, and then there'd be other stuff that you'd progress on in the meantime. But then in the back of your mind, you go, oh, I've got the next feature, the next biggest feature at Boomers next time you go there. And which was Robbo's. And that still scares me to this day. It's easy, but it's once you've done it, it's very easy. But getting to do it, it's telling yourself to do it, it's very hard for me personally. Even after I've done it a number of times, I've had a few unsuccessful times. I think that's what keeps rearing its ugly head. But so yeah, progression was all about progression, and it was more about spotting things, spotting different features on different trails and watching what other people did. Or sometimes you wouldn't even know about a feature, and then you'd get to it on a trail and you go, fucking hell, I could probably do this. And then you'd all join group as mates and go, fucking let's have a go. And so yeah, the camaraderie between 5 people that are shitting themselves is pretty cool. And then the camaraderie of 5 people successfully doing it is even fucking better. So yeah, like I said, people that progress at different rates, you can, obviously the more you ride, the quicker you're going to progress, if that's what you want. Repetition is 100% the key to progression. And incrementally. Oh yeah, I did Robbo's, yeah right, let's go to the next one, let's do drop or not. Okay, that's the biggest one I've done, yeah right, let's do Orchies. And drops all from Boomerang. But yeah, so like I said, it's not a must. It's, yeah, you can ride and not progress, but inevitably you will progress, because you'll get used to riding a certain way, and you'll end up doing things faster, which is a progression. You'll end up doing different tracks, you'll end up opening your world, even going to a new set of trails, brand new set of trails you've never ridden before. That's progression, because you've never done it before. And even if you ride down them like me, there's progression, because it's something you've never done. You can always go up from. So that's how I treat every new set of trails. I'm like, fucking oath, it's all just a new challenge. So I don't actively seek progression anymore. I'm actively seeking fucking returning back to how I was. If I can get that, I'll be happy. There's some things that I'm not interested in. Big line, for argument's sake. I'd love to see it, I'd love to watch people do it, but not once have I looked at that and went, yeah, that looks like a bit of me. And I'll probably do things similar, and I probably could do it if I focused and fucking knuckled down, and there's no reason why I can't do big line. Fuck that, fucking hell, just the thought of it, thought of coming up short, or thought of just fucking shitting myself in the air, or just curtains, I can't afford that. I can't afford the regression that it would cause me. But you can't think like that when you're doing it. So a big day, which wasn't a big jump, but at the time it was fucking massive for us. Which I'm gonna shout out Ez from Ez Rides Bikes. Believe it or not, when I first met him once back in the day, he's always been a little bit better than me, climbing and everything like that. But with regards to jumping and dropping, we were at one stage like pretty similar. So he was always good to go riding with because he could push me and I could push him. So this one particular day was at Karawatha, and there's a canyon gap, and it's not a big gap. Like, it is a big gap. It's deep. There is consequence, but we went there with this one day, and we were looking at it. And yeah, it's all on video as well. It's all, go back into my videos. It's all documented. That was a major head fuck. But it was also a head fuck for him too, which was quite funny. It was quite funny that we were both. But what was also weird was our thought patterns were different. That he was worried about his feet coming off the pedals, and that wasn't worrying me. I don't know what I was worried about, but that's a big thing for this whole podcast. I'd like to know what goes through people's heads just when they're about to do something that makes them uncomfortable. That's what I want to, and I'll get into that, what makes me feel uncomfortable and how I feel. But yeah, this particular day he was, and then I did it and he goes, oh, you fucking, now I did it. He felt peer pressured. Of course, I didn't push him into anything. But then he did it. He ended up doing it fucking cleaner than me and riding away. And we were both pumped, and it was a good ride. But it was that kind of camaraderie, that stuff is, that's brilliant. I love that part of mountain biking. While we're on the subject of Ez, I'm going to call out two people. They don't make videos much anymore. I think they might be starting soon, starting to bring out a few. But they've had a big break off riding and YouTube. But first one's Ez, obviously, Ez Rides Bikes. And the second one is Braden from Charmer Films. Now those two in particular have progressed phenomenally, absolutely phenomenally, and it all comes down to repetition. They put the work in. They pumped out fucking laps after laps after laps everywhere, every weekend, and you can clearly tell that their work and their persistence paid off, because how they jump now, Az has just come back from Queenstown with the Bo and the boys, and his jumping was fucking phenomenal, unbelievable. Really, really impressive to see. And Braden was the same. I think Braden's still sends it hard, but I don't know whether he might be coming back but anyway, both of those two, just something clicked in their head and they just went, I'm gonna fucking send Super Stag and Black Betty and Funked Out, all boomers, and just doing, and then they do the big Medina. They went down to Medina, and then they went down to New South Wales and Bear Creek, and did New South Wales trips and like that, and then they've been up to Rocky, and so yeah, they've ridden a lot of places, but yeah, those two boys in particular, incredible, fucking incredible, fucking sick to watch, really, really good. And I can't do a progression video without my number one guy in Rocky, Mick. He, if you don't know, he's taken a long time off YouTube as well. He needs to just, like we all have, but he had a big crash on his bike based on a fucking mechanical, like a chain snap, which was even worse. That makes shit even worse. It was nothing of his doing. He wasn't doing a jump or anything like that, but he come up second with a tree, fucked himself up good and proper. This was 5 years ago. So he's very tentative on riding back, and he has no interest now in progressing and pushing it because he can't lose what he lost. It impacted his life, so, like, massively, so he doesn't want to put his family through that, and I can totally understand that. But the him coming back from the accident and riding a bike has been, he's basically, you know how to ride a bike, but you got to tell your brain. It's not as if he learned how to ride a bike again. He knows how to ride a bike, but he had goals of, I wanted, because he dislocated his shoulder and he had his shoulder broken and collarbone broken, all sorts of fucked up shit. He lost trust in what his body could take and what his mind could do. So he was ticking off small, going back to the basics on, I want to ride a green trail and I want to just stay on that, and then he ticked that off, and then I want to just do a drop off a road, a curb gutter side, like a curb gutter. He did that and just kept ticking off all these little progression. And then fortunately, when I went up there to ride with him in Rocky, this is very well documented. I made a video of it, he made a video of it, and there's a track called K9. There was a rock section, a rock chute, that I had no idea. I'd seen it on videos, obviously. So I certainly wanted to at least have a look at it. I had it on my mind that, yeah, I wanted to do it. But I had no idea that it was on Mick's, it was the final one on Mick's list. The final, he'd had a list of 11 things to do once he was getting back on the bike. And riding that rock chute was on one of them, the last one on his list. I had no clue of this, to the point where he was showing me, and I was looking at it, and I didn't want him to do it, because I knew where his head was at, and I knew this would have been a challenge. So I didn't push him or anything like that. Well, if you go to his video, Hanging with Jules, or my video, Pure Stoke, both Rockhampton videos, you'll see that I'm not spoiling anything. He did the shoot, unbeknownst to me. I was, and just on that 25 minutes of time that we had together on that rock shoot, that was the pinnacle of mountain biking for me. And like he mentions in his video, he said that I was more stoked that he did it over the fact that I did it. And that was 100% correct. Without a shadow of a doubt. I was far more hyped that he got it. Oh, this is going to be fucking weird. I don't think I'm going the right way. Fuck it, we'll try it. Yeah, I was far more stoked that he'd done it, and looking back at the videos, I'm pissed off at myself that I didn't acknowledge that. It was all about, I made it all about me, which was fucking such a wanker thing to do. But watching his video is a better representation. I was just all fucking me, which so his progression, he'd counted that thing off forever, but I don't know what went through his head that day. And he'll be sitting in this seat. He's 100% definite guest this year, and we're going to talk about that rock shoot in particular, because I want to know what turned his head to thinking that he could fucking do it, and that he wanted to do it that day. And yeah, it was fucking unbelievable. But anyway, what we're mentioning other people, there's too many people that I ride with to mention, but a gentleman of the name of Ken West. Now he's relatively new. Oh, he's been riding a couple of years now, but when I met him, he was only 2 months on the bike, and he'd ridden motorbikes 15 years prior to that, but then decided 2 months earlier that he'd get into this mountain biking gear. Now this is a bit of a different category. This guy's just a freak of nature. He's unbelievable on a bike, and he pushes like no one else's business. So from where he was when I first met him at the Mount Joyce to where he is now, he's got fucking bike sponsors, and he does DH racing, and he's an incredible rider, and he obviously relishes the progression and just says, I can fucking do that, let's do it. So yeah, every time I watch that guy ride, and his videos are next level too, his videography skills are fucking off the chart, so he's a full package. So yeah, progression, it's good, and it can be coming back from injury. For me, it wipes the slate clean. It doesn't, which is shit, but obviously you got to have a better mindset. But like the World Cup races, or like all the mad dogs that you see that crash and break arms and break collarbones and all that sort of gear, they have their time off the bike, and then they just get back on and ride it as if they never crashed. I wish I had a head like that, but I don't. It seems as if I've got to build myself back up to where I was. Another person that comes to mind, another guest he'll be on very soon, is Carl from Mal MTB. He had a big crash that, mate, everyone's crash makes my crash pitiful, but this, yeah, he did a good job. So he's in the same process as I am, slowly itching away
and getting back that progression that he once had. So once again, when I have him in the seat, I want to talk to him regarding that, what goes through his mind. Because he's had to start from beginning as well, and he's had to totally look at his life, look at his mountain biking, and gone. At one stage, he said, I've just come to terms with the fact that I'm only ever going to be riding a green trail. Now, as your body gets stronger, your mind gets stronger, your progression gets better. So he's ticking them off, and he's getting back to where he was as well. So injuries put a roadblock. They can put a roadblock, or they don't put a roadblock. Some people just get back on the horse, which fucking blows me away. But anyway, I know where I am now. Okay, cool. I need to shit myself. So yeah, progression. It comes in all sorts of forms. It can come in the smallest. Progression can be even changing bike setup, changing tyres, doesn't need to be throwing yourself off the edge of a mountain at a great height. And also, it doesn't have to be in mountain biking. Progression in everyday life, whether it be parenting or being a fucking human being. If you paying it forward, or letting someone in traffic, or you know what I mean, if you something that you never usually do, which I'd like to think a lot of people do, let people in traffic, but there are some fuckwits out on the road, I will admit that. Progression can be cooking food. Any progression is, we're surrounded by it. It's just whether you're willing to take that chance, whether you're willing to take that gamble, whether you're willing to grow, whether you're willing to stay in your lane. You don't even need to progress. You might just go, fucking, I'm where I am. I'm who I am. Now the world's evolving. It doesn't help, or doesn't hurt. It helps to evolve with it. So in that form of progress, but flexibility and adaptability is all progression. So I was just putting it in a mountain biking sense because, for obvious reasons. So, but I would like to talk about progression as in mental state. I've had more progression in my brain than I've had on my bike, for sure. As a person, growing up, just living life, jobs, whatever life throws at you, it's all just extra tools, I suppose. It's all progression. So the more I even think about it, progression's infinite. It can be in anything and everything. So, but yeah, as it's about myself, I don't want to get into the
mental progression as yet, because that's going to be a big can of worms, but that's obviously something to look forward to, because that's going to be, I keep saying it, that's the main focus of Jules Chats. Jules Chats is inside the brain, inside lives, inside people, outside of inside of mountain biking, but what people are as human beings, and what makes them tick and what makes them doesn't tick, and what pushes them to drive them to do whatever they do, how they do it, or why they chose to go this way, or their circumstances, or why they're not doing this way, why should I do something a particular way. It's all, I just want to learn off other people and back and forth. So this was just to rattle off a couple of my biggest progressions. I spoke about it earlier. Pallet drop was my very first one, then I did Robbo's drop at Boomers, then I did drop or night at Boomers, then I've done orchies at Boomers. I've done so much stuff on the bike that, yeah, I can't even. I've done like the little creek gap at Karawatha I mentioned. A lot of the times, well, I could bring this up, touch on this. My catchphrase, if you will, the yo. I feel, I watched videos back and I cringe. I'm like, fucking hell, Jules, put a lid on it. It's not cool, but I've spoken to people about it, and I've said, I think I'm gonna either can it or put a lid on it or calm it down, and everyone says no, you can run with it. But the thing about it is I can't fucking control it, so I can't really put a lid on it anyway. And it's obvious, but a lot of the times, for like the Twin Peaks at Kai Warwick, that thing, I let out the biggest fucking yo, but I did it the first time when I didn't nearly die. I nearly died, but I survived. So I was more happy that I survived than landing the fucking thing. Like that was what that yo. And then when I did it clean, I still let out a yo, but it wasn't as impactuous, or didn't have as much fucking passion behind it. Because the first one I was just surprised that I fucking stayed upright. And that's happened a lot. The very first time I did Robbo's, I was just surprised to fucking land rubber tire, like on my tyres. So, a lot of them these days are just fucking surprised. I surprised myself that I did it. And sometimes, not of late, but unexpected. If I don't know what's coming and I drop or something happens, I'll let out a yo. That's unexpected. But I was stoked I hit it, or I see something fucking massive, I'll let out a yo just to go, as if to say, fuck me, have a go the size of that bastard. So yo has so many different meanings. It all depends on the circumstances, I suppose. But yeah, definitely the Mount Joyce doubles, that was a massive yo, but that was a fucking survival. I'm glad I survived, yo. Twin Peaks at Kai Warwick, the first one, I was fucking glad I survived that. And the Groot drop, glad I survived that one. So yo's here to stay. I can't actually put a lid on it, so I'm not going to. Even if I see someone else do something sick, I'll fucking throw a yo in. Because it's fucking fire, like. Yeah, it's just my way of saying something's fucking sick. Well done, Jules. Nearly died, Jules. You fucking walked away from that one. Or, fuck me, that was rowdy. Or, this is fucking sick, let's go. Multitude of meanings, the old yo, but just what it is, eh? So okay, that's gonna leave this one. I'm really fucking enjoying it, eh? I'm really enjoying doing these. So yeah, I want to know feedback. I want to know progression. I want to know topics. I want to know what you want to hear about. I want to know. I want you to fucking share it. I want subscribe if you haven't. Tell your friends if they're not subscribed. Yeah, I really enjoy this talking to myself business. Oh, Lambo. Not as good as the Outback, but it'll do. Screams wanker, actually, if I'm really honest. That's just my insecurities. Yeah, so I really enjoy doing these, and I'm looking forward to what makes it, like what it comes. Because I've had a lot of people not reach out. I've actually hit them up and gone, you've got a fucking story to tell. You've got a story to tell. You've got a story to tell. You need to sit in my seat. And they've all gone, fucking, so let's do it. They're all keen. So I'm just keen to hear stories, keen to share stories, and I'll keep putting out videos when I can. Oh, motherfucker. Better stop. So, that's going to be it for this one. Progress. Like, it's not as if I'm going to finish progress and then never touch back on it again. You know what I mean? It's like it's everything I say is either going to be repeated or elaborated on. When you talk to people, you open up, take off another layer, or think of another thing to talk about. So when I say that's it for progress, that's not it, that's just it for now. So if you're still around, if you're still watching till here or listening, thank you for the support. Keep the comments coming, keep the motivation coming, and see you in the next one.